Today's episode takes us through Saturday, March 4th and Sunday, March 5th, 2024. Days 24 and 25 of my cross-country motorcycle adventure. My meanderings over these 2 days only covered about 200 miles, from Pueblo to Colorado Springs to downtown Denver. But it was a busy 2 days. There was a service stop, my second of the trip, a scenic loop around the Garden of the Gods, the Cog Railway up the legendary Pikes Peak, and taking the back roads into Denver. Day 24 started off cold and cloudy as I rolled north out of Pueblo for a short 40-minute ride to Colorado Springs on Interstate 25. On the way, I passed the unmistakable bulk of Cheyenne Mountain, the former home of NORAD, the Cold War Command Center buried deep inside the mountain. If you grew up in the 80s, you'll remember it from the movie War Games.
Shall we play a game?
I was headed to Colorado Springs Power Sports to wrap up a few things left unfinished during my service stop in Kansas City. The Kansas City folks did a good job, but they didn't have enough time to do much more than just change the oil, and I still needed some work done. I needed a free but time-consuming software update that would take several hours to download. I needed new tires because mine were rapidly approaching the end of their life. In Kansas City they said I had a couple thousand miles left, and, well, I've ridden those miles. And then there was the mystery of whether or not I had an oil leak near the water pump. In Kansas City they couldn't find one, so they just cleaned the area and told me to keep an eye on it, see if it came back, or if it was just road grime. So before I headed deeper into the Colorado Rockies and the Utah deserts, I wanted to have it all taken care of. Randy and the team at Colorado Springs Power Sports were great. They got the software updated, installed a fresh set of Michelin Road 6 tires, which I really like, and they looked again for signs of a leak. Nothing. They think it was just road grime, and everything seems okay. So they washed the bike, and I rolled out of there with some fresh rubber and some peace of mind. While I was waiting at the shop, the morning clouds burned off, and it turned into a bright, sunny day. It was the perfect weather to visit one of the most iconic parks in Colorado. Garden of the Gods covers 1,300 acres, and thanks to a 1909 land donation by the Perkins family, it's been free and open to the public ever since. They had just one condition, that it always remain that way, as a gift to the people. There's a scenic loop road that winds through the heart of the formations, perfect for taking it all in from the saddle. Around every turn, the light hits the rocks a little differently. I passed cathedral spires, Three Graces, and Balanced Rock, one of the most photographed spots in the park. On a sunny afternoon with Pikes Peak looming in the distance, it's a stunning and peaceful ride, and a reminder of just how ancient and alive this landscape really is. It's like riding through nature's sculpture garden. I was capturing video the whole way around, and I have a separate 20-minute extended ride video of this loop. I'll link that here and in the description, so you can check it out later if you'd like. That night, I kept things simple. Dinner at Savelli's Pizza, right next to my hotel. Quiet, relaxing, and delicious. Day 25 started early, with a ride on the Manitou and Pikes Peak Cog Railway. I had taken this train once before, in 1983, with my Boy Scout troop on our way to Philmont High Adventure Camp. It's a whole different experience now. There are new tracks, and modern climate-controlled trains with great panoramic windows, and a solid PA system so you can actually hear the guide talking along the way. The full trip is usually 19 miles to the summit at over 14,000 feet. But because of lingering snow, they were only running to Inspiration Point at 11,500 feet. Still, the views were incredible. And I grabbed this quick selfie through the front window of the train. Since we didn't get to go all the way up, the ticket was half price. It's a slow ride, but the trip is totally worth it. My morning adventure wrapped up, I turned my handlebars towards Denver. But instead of just blasting up the highway, I took the long way. Up Route 24 to Lake George, and then along Route 77 to 285, a quiet, scenic climb through some forests and high plains. By the time I hit the junction of 77 and 285, the winds were back, and they were hammering me. Riding in wind like that is a special kind of test. It pushes you, it makes you lean hard, hold tight, brace for the gusts. I stopped at the Hungry Moose Caboose, roadside coffee and ice cream shop, where I recorded this clip of just exactly how windy it was. Feel free to crank up the volume if you want to hear what this light wind sounded like. From there, Route 285 climbs up and over Kenosha Pass, which tops out around 10,000 feet. It's one of the more scenic mountain passes along the Front Range, with sweeping views of the South Park Basin behind you and dense pine forests ahead as you descend towards Denver. It's a beautiful ride, curving through the foothills, past towns like Bailey and Conifer, and eventually easing into the edge of the city. Just before dropping fully into Denver, I passed one of the most iconic venues in the world, the Red Rocks Amphitheater. Even from the road, you can see the dramatic red sandstone walls that make it so famous. It's not just a concert venue, it's a natural wonder, carved into the foothills and perfectly tuned by nature for sound. On a calmer day, this whole route would have just been pure dream riding. But it was still stunning. I made it to Denver and grabbed a drink at the hotel bar while waiting for my old high school friend Paul. The bartender, Doug, was very friendly, and when I mentioned I'd be riding to Port Townsend later on this trip, his eyes lit up. He told me his sister's family runs the Puget Sound Express, the whale watching company out there. Small world. I'll tell you about the tour I took with them in the video for day 70. Paul arrived with his girlfriend Christine, and we had dinner at Yard House on 16th Street. Good burgers, good beer, good french fries, and a great time reconnecting. Paul, if you're watching, it was great to see you. At this point in the trip, I had ridden 4,343 miles, and more than a few people had asked, how hard is all this riding on the body? My secret? Padded bicycle shorts under my riding gear. That little bit of extra cushion makes a world of difference. But right now, it's my hands that hurt the most. In this wind, you end up gripping harder than you should, leaning in, bracing for every gust, and when the gusts stop, you sometimes forget to relax. Tomorrow I was hoping to head north to Boulder to see another high school friend, Lyle, and then head into the Rocky Mountain National Park. I know there's construction in Estes Park, and parts of the Trail Ridge Road are still closed. And tomorrow the winds are supposed to get even worse. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may head north again, or I may just head south towards Pagosa Springs and Durango. That's what makes it a road trip. We'll see what tomorrow brings. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you've got a favorite Colorado ride or a story about getting pushed around by the wind, drop it in the comments. I love hearing from fellow travelers, and I do respond to all the comments. Thanks for watching. Until the next ride, be safe, be curious, and keep meandering.